The Christmas Blessing, also known as The Christmas Shoes 2, is not a bad film. This was released in 2005. It's directed by Karen Arthur, and it's written by Wesley Bishop and based on the book by Donna VanLiere. And we have a cast including Neil Patrick Harris, Rebecca Gayheart, Angus T. Jones, and various others. It's been a while since I watched the first Christmas Shoes film. I didn't rewatch it, but I did do a recap. I familiarised myself with the plot, and I was able to follow this no problem. So the point there is that it is probably best to have seen the first film, but if you haven't seen it in a while and you can't remember every detail, this is still going to be a pretty decent experience. And it focuses on a character called Nathan, who is a medical resident, and he returns to his hometown after a particularly difficult operation. He's not in the best headspace for whatever reason, and I won't give away too much about that. And while he's there, back in his hometown, he meets a kid called Charlie while coaching a kids' basketball team. And he also meets Meghan, an adult who wants to open her own daycare centre. And obviously those characters have their own stories. Everything intertwines really well. There are definitely very emotional aspects. I don't want to go into too much detail either with that. But there are a lot of emotions in this. And initially I did think if too many characters have too much time in the narrative, is it going to be a problem? Are we never going to be able to really focus on one in any real detail? But actually, I think they managed to get a good balance there. Each character gets enough focus, and everything, as I said, does connect nicely with Nathan, I guess, is the overarching narrative. So I think everything was really well handled, and any concerns I had about it being maybe a little bit too jumpy or not really focusing on one thing enough, absolutely not a problem. That being said, I wouldn't say it was as engaging as I wanted it to be. But not necessarily because it was too busy. I feel like that wasn't an issue in the end, but I still didn't find it to be as engaging. So it's not the most fascinating story, but it worked better than I was expecting, and I still ultimately enjoyed it. We have some good performances, very believable, well-written characters. It's not very festive, so if you're looking for a film to get you into the Christmas spirit, it's heartwarming, but I wouldn't say it's overly festive, so it might not be the best choice for that. But nevertheless, if it sounds like a film for you, then I'd say it's one that's probably worth watching. It is quite emotional, but not overly emotional. It's quite festive, but not overly festive. It's generally an okay, pretty average, decent experience. And you don't necessarily need to have seen the first Christmas Shoes film. So if you want to watch this for maybe anybody in the cast, you absolutely could. But also if you watch the first film, then it might be a bit of an enhanced experience. But either way, The Christmas Blessing is an okay film, and I guess I'm happy enough to recommend it.